I still vividly recall the first time I met Yogini Mataji, when she was still a young woman at the age of 38. It was in July of 1978 on a balmy night, just a day or so after Guru Purnima Day, when I had first met Baba Faqir Chand. I was lying down on a cot in Swami Yogeshwar Ananda Saraswati's room, listening to several different swamis and yogis talk about their inner mystical journey. They had gathered in Hoshiarpur, in the foothills of the Himalayas, to pay their respects to Faqir Chand, but each of them were practitioners from different lineages. But the jewel in this eclectic gathering was Yogini Mataji, even though at the time I was unaware of her exalted status. She beamed with joy, and her smile was absolutely infectious. I never forgot her bright face. 3 years later, when I had come back to Manav Mandir, I had heard several high-level satsangis speak of a woman mystic who Faqir had appointed as a guru and as one of his spiritual successors. I was utterly surprised with joy when I went to go see this yogini, only to find out it was the same radiant woman I had met 3 years prior. We had an instant connection. We talked for many hours that night about Shabad Yoga and the ability to consciously induce a near-death experience and witness states of consciousness far beyond the rational mind. Yogini Mataji explained how listening to subtler and subtler inner sounds led to an awakening where a brilliant light could be seen and would draw one's awareness deeply within. She mentioned that with sufficient practice anyone could do such at will. I saw her briefly the next morning as I was scheduled to depart to Charan Singh's center at Beas. It has been nearly 34 years since I last saw Yogini Mataji. I had heard rumor that she had given up her guru status and had become a relative recluse. However, due to the diligence of Bharat Bushan, whose father was also a spiritual teacher appointed by Faqir Chand, he located Tripta Devi at her late father's home. Later, Wolfgang, a researcher in Indian studies, was able to interview her and film her for the first time. Interestingly, she informed both gentlemen that she does not believe in being a guru and refuses to initiate anyone or gather a following, though she clearly does practice her own meditations and devotions. Yogini Mataji wishes to remain as she is, hidden. The following footage, filmed on an otherwise nondescript day, with all the street sounds and commotion in the background, so typical of an Indian town, therefore it may be the only record we have of Tripta Devi softly singing a Shabad, drenched in her own unique devotional longing.
ਭੁੱਲ ਜਾਈ ਨਾ ਜੋਗ ਨੀ ਮੁਖੜਾ ਗੁਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਾਬਾ ਜਾਣੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਰਮਜ ਪਛਾਣੀ ਮੁਖੜਾ ਗੁਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਾਬਾ ਜਾਣੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਰਮਜ ਪਛਾਣੀ ਨੀ ਉਤੇ ਔਗਣ ਦੇਗਾ ਕੱਢਣੀ ਭੁੱਲ ਜਾਈ ਨਾ ਜੋਗ